Hello and welcome to episode 33 of the 30s podcast. My name is Clint.
Uncle Marcus.
What up, Marcus?
What's going on, Clint?
Just a big week, you know.
It's a big week.
Another week. Another 33. The numbers get bigger as we keep going.
It's almost my age.
Oh, how old is he really?
We'll find out next week. Because that'll be the age that I am.
On episode 34. And we have...
That'll be a good theme for next week. All about me.
Oh, no.
We're also here with producer Caesar as well.
Hey, everybody.
Caesar.
Yeah, that'll be... that could be fun. That's next week, though. We're doing this week.
Next week, we'll do the roast of Marcus.
Yeah, we could do that.
The roast, yeah.
Just you?
Yeah.
That,
I'll bring my best.
a full tome of things. These have been on my mind for years.
Hopefully the zits will keep coming.
Hopefully. Do you want to jump into that right away? I was going to get into that later, but since he already mentioned it, I don't know if you can tell from the lighting or not, but I've been breaking out across my forehead as an adult.
What the heck?
It's very annoying.
If you're just listening to this, think about like the Philippines Islands.
Island chain.
Just an island chain going across his head.
I don't know where this came from. My diet, nothing in my diet has changed. I use the same facial scrub and moisturizer. Nothing. I don't know where. I only think that maybe on my pillow there's something there.
Maybe.
Or something snail trailed my head at some point.
Well, your dog sleeps with you sometimes.
He does, but I always wash the sheet. If I only let him on the bed when I'm going to wash the sheets that day because he's disgusting.
Right.
So I'll let him up there for a little bit and then I'll wash them. So it's not that. So I don't know.
So you haven't had any chocolate? Any kind of sweets?
No.
Any kind of bumping foreheads with people?
Bumping foreheads? No.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm bumping foreheads with you. That's like the way that they show love in the Marvel movies now.
Bumping foreheads?
They're just like forehead to forehead.
No.
I love you so much.
No, I wasn't rubbing any foreheads with anybody. So I don't know. It's. I haven't had a problem like this since I was 15.
Wow.
With you'll get here and there throughout the years, get a little spot maybe. Yeah. But not like this. This is a reaction to something.
Nothing's been stressing you out.
Nothing more than usual.
Oh.
The
rain? Maybe it's
the rain doesn't stress me out.
No.
Does the rain stress you out?
When I'm driving in it.
Because of the weather we've been having, you should be covered
in
spots. Am I calling them spots? Am I British?
You have spots over his forehead.
They call them spots instead of a pimple.
Do you call them spots?
Instead of a pimple, or is it you've got a spot?
A spot on you?
A spot on your face.
It's a black spot.
The black spot.
That means death.
Or black box.
Black box. Hey, you got a black box on your head. You should get that checked.
You check your other box
black
too.
Box. The Porsche box.
The Porsche box.
Ellen box.
Ellen box. We were talking about box last night. What do they think? Okay. So this was a merch idea. I think
It's turning into a merch idea now.
You're here. This is a business meeting. You're all here for it. So we'll have, since the Porsche's box thing that I said got a little bit of a hit. Yes, thank you. We're thinking about for merch, an image of. Well, you thought of it. You tell what it is.
I'm just thinking, what kind of box do we think it should be? I think left side of the shirt has Porsche's box.
Okay.
And it's very feminine. And then the right side of the shirt is Ellen's box, and it's very masculine.
Yeah, but it'd be an actual box, a cardboard box.
Cardboard,
it wouldn't
a tissue
be
box almost.
A pussy on the shirt. It'd be a box. And so on Porsche's box, it would be...
Porsche's box should be an empty tissue box, like an empty Kleenex box. And it's got the box, because there's the hole in the box,
Yeah.
And it's you can open it up a little bit. So it's aimed at a certain way where you see the opening of the box. But Ellen's is full of tissues. She has all of them in there. I don't know.
So they're tissue boxes. They're both going to be tissue boxes, but Porsche's is empty.
Yeah.
And
it's which box do you prefer?
It's
check
how
one box.
You know how you puncture the box
Yeah.
to open it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
so
saying.
Porsche's is punctured.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen's is not?
No.
Or it is, but there's just, it's like I don't know. It's in the cooking phase. We're still cooking it up. It's
still working on that.
very preliminary.
Don't judge it too much.
Yeah, it's new. But yeah, the Porsche's box thing went over pretty well. So that was great. Yeah, but my fucking face is horrific.
Yikes.
God, I hate it. Hopefully it goes away soon.
Maybe it's because we're using a new face stuff.
It's been like a month, but this happened this week.
Oof.
So like I feel like it should have already. It would have if I had a reaction to it. It probably would have been quicker. So
we'll keep people updated on Spots Watch.
Spots Watch. New segment Spot Watch. Hopefully there won't be a segment called Spot Watch and it'll be gone next week. So we'll fucking see.
Done.
Okay. Update. I got spots.
Spots.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about. I've been doing this a lot lately. Using the Instagram Marketplace. You know how you know what that is, right?
Yeah.
I never really paid much attention to it or thought much of it. I got pulled up mine right now, but it is pretty cool how because they're targeted. All the stuff they pull up for you is it's based on your algorithm.
Okay, I'm gonna look at mine.
That was going to be what I was going to ask you. You just push that little thing on the bottom, the little shopping bag, and I've been buying a lot of shit off of here because only we talked about AI. I think that was last week, and how it's like your algorithm is like a blessing and a curse because of the convenience of it, also the freakiness of it.
Yeah.
But the algorithm also feeds into your marketplace, and I've been buying a lot of stuff off of here because it's stuff that I want. And so it's a lot of Nikes on here, which I don't know why. Because I look at a lot of Nikes, but I don't buy a lot of Nikes.
Oh,
so there's a lot of
Jordans?
Nikes on. Yeah, I use the Jordan ones.
Jordan ones. Wow.
The retro ones. You know what? Also look at the Reebok, the retro Reeboks. Those are fucking cool. The 90s is coming back, you guys. Reebok's leaning into it.
Get it, people.
But yeah, so there's that, and then like Gecko Hawaiian is coming back. Remember Gecko? All those Gecko clothes from the 90s. And then it like suggests this kind of stuff, like these cool shirts.
Get that.
But yeah, I just think like it's cool. What's on yours?
It's I don't think I would wear this shirt, but it says thick and tired.
Didn't you wear a shirt like that last week? What did you wear?
Maybe.
When
heavy. Lift heavy.
Look
pet
at your
dogs.
shirt now.
And this one.
What does it say?
It's for Bob Saget.
Love like Jesus, fuck like Bob Saget.
Hug.
Oh, hug like
God.
Bob Saget.
It always goes rated R. Hug like Bob Saget.
Okay. Is that okay?
It was in after he passed away.
Okay. But yeah, like
shirts.
Gecko stuff. Remember Gecko? Like that logo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's cool. Marketplace. Instagram Marketplace. It's cool and
It's a potato.
It's potato.
It's a potato.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Using.
Very on the nose. Ooh, we got silly goose juice. You drink a lot of that.
Silly.
Silly goose.
Is that what you call this?
Yep.
So we're trying these drinks. We tried them last week and we didn't talk about them.
Silly goose juice.
Ashland hard seltzers.
Here they are. Gluten-free, 5% alcohol.
Yeah, right.
100 calories.
They're all right.
We're the worst ad reader. They're okay. Do you think you could do ads by the time we have ads? Do you think you'll be able to do it?
I think
you
so.
Can't lie.
I think I would. Well, I might be able to lie for those.
Ooh, for the money.
I'm getting paid to lie.
This.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, man.
What about?
Let's say
Never mind.
Manscaped. Your ad for Manscaped would be like, I was using this razor.
Make sure you charge it. Still haven't fixed it. I wanted to talk about that last week and I didn't.
Yeah.
This fucking cord. I was manscaping myself with the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. If you ever become a sponsor, just know that we used you before you sponsored us.
You're welcome.
But you have to plug it in to charge it. And it sits on like a little, you have one, right?
Oh, I don't have a Manscaped one.
Whatever. They're all the same. You sit like on a charger. I had unplugged it like a couple days before to use the outlet because I only have one outlet in that bathroom, and the other plug is used for something else. So I had to unplug it, and I left it unplugged. And I went to go manscape myself, and I started to do it. And when I use my manscape, I don't just get my junk; I get my pelt as well.
The pelt, yeah,
because I'm quite hairy. And I finished my dick, and then I started to move upwards, and I got like about here, and then the battery died. What the fuck? So, I mean, I look monstrous, right? It's scary.
Do you have it like that right now?
Yeah.
Do you want to show the audience?
Maybe
the
at the
audience?
end. We'll do it
At the end.
Like a little peek.
Maybe at the end.
Okay.
But yeah, I ended up. I was like, I was doing it right before I had to leave, so I just like, well, I don't have time to fix it, charge it and fix it. So I just left it, and yeah, it's just charge your groomers.
Yeah, at least it wasn't your face.
Yeah,
That would be really bad.
if I did half the face,
Yeah.
well, I would.
You go into work with
I'd have
half
to
a
cancel
beard.
the plans. I couldn't even. I wouldn't be able to show up to
couldn't
work
show
like
up to
that.
work.
They'd be like, go home. You know, you can't. I don't know. You can't live like that. Why did that get brought up? Manscaped
Manscaped
sponsors. That's
4.0.
why. But yeah, speaking of junk, we could cut this if you want. I don't know if you want to talk about this, but this came up based on what came up yesterday. So, okay, this we don't have to cut. We were talking about the sock thing with our friend about, because have you tried the sock?
Right.
Which, if you've listened to this show before, that implies the cum sock, masturbation sock. And I guess there's some confusion, because this came up today on another podcast. And I'm like, this is really weird, because I talked about this last night, about the use of the sock in the act. I know what you're supposed to do, but this is just throwing out there. Do you use the sock to jerk it, like actually go up and down, like a sex toy? Do you use it like a sex toy? Or do you use it to finish into the sock? Or do you just use the sock to clean it up? Those were the three things that I heard today about the confusion. About three different people on one podcast thought those three things.
Or look it up.
Sure. Yeah, look it up.
As you look it up, I will
have your safe search on.
I will say what I think, because having been a person in my 20s who was raised in church, you were told not to have sex till you were married.
In your 20s?
Yeah, I was kind of working at church still in my 20s.
So okay, never mind. I heard that wrong.
Sometimes you would meet a girl through church, and they might be trying to be better, be good for God, and the way to be good for God is to not go all the way. But what you would do instead, which I mean, you've probably done it before you do it, is to dry hump with underwear on. So a sock just kind of sounds to me like you're dry humping.
Well,
because you have clothes on.
Yeah. So that's it.
I think that's the feeling that it would be.
So your interpretation
like
of the
dry
sock
humping.
is that you use it to jerk off.
I think that's what some people do, but it's obviously the dry humping isn't. That's not what God intended. He didn't intend you to break the rules like that. You might as well just break the full rule.
Yeah. Okay. So
I don't think you use it.
You don't exactly. You don't
having
use
it
it that
on
way.
sounds like. Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to get around.
You don't use it like a sex toy. That's not. You don't use it to masturbate
It wouldn't feel
with.
good.
I've always thought, and I know I'm right here because Caesar's going to pull it up. The sock, you finish in you have it handy. It's near you, somewhere. You're cranking it, and then when you're about to come, you do it into the sock. Like you get the sock ready, and you shoot into the sock. That way, it's easy cleanup.
Yeah,
and there, it's just you can just put it somewhere. That's how I've always interpreted the sock thing to be used. Not the way you said, or way I said with the sex toy, or the other way where you just like dab up the jizz with it, which is like the three. I was
Wait, do that again.
All right.
Ew.
Okay. Caesar,
So the definition here, according to the most popular comment on the Reddit discussion, you don't jerk off with it. You jerk into it normally. When you're about to pop, you cover your cock with the sock. Then you gently squeeze and pull the sock off. Now you have all the lube and jizz in the sock and a mostly clean cock. Just toss the sock in the hamper and delete the browser history.
There it is.
wait, say that again from
was
when you're about
beautiful.
to pop. Because it sounded like a soda commercial. When you're about to pop,
It rhymes.
put on the sock.
Yeah, so yeah, when you're about to pop, you cover your cock with the sock. Then you gently squeeze and pull the sock off. So yeah, so I guess it's like it's about to happen, and then you just
Right.
Just
I love the whole. That was
a
like
parachute.
a very, like the poetic
Yeah.
license of that phrase was amazing. I love it.
whoever did that on Reddit.
About to
Good
pop,
for you.
put on the sock. Just jerk it off, and then it's off. I don't know.
About to pop. Put on the sock.
Good marketing for cum
for
socks.
socks.
We could make cum socks.
I thought we already.
Well, we had
established
we
that.
had the idea as like a merch idea, but as like it'll be like actual socks.
Like single use.
Single, like a
Look at
single
this.
sock. No, two. Not even a pair of socks. One sock.
One.
This is the cum sock.
The lone sock.
They'd have to be cheap too. 'Cause I
with the
wanna go throw
30s
them away.
logo on it.
Hey, Tom Segura has condoms with his logo on it. Okay, we can do cum
It
socks.
works.
But yeah, so I heard that today on another podcast where they were confused about what.
They're really confused about that.
Well, they each thought that was what it was used for. Those three things that I said. And last night, our friend was like, he thought the first one where you use it like a sex toy. I'm like, that's disgusting.
No, it would feel like dry humping and it would.
Yeah, especially on the sock too. Like if it's like a cotton sock or if it's a dress sock with a thin, like no, that's not what it's used for. But then that led it into me like because it's obviously that's for masturbation. Like we can cut this part if you want because of people who listen to this. Have you ever been caught by your family or anybody masturbating?
I don't think so.
Because I have, but I want to hear
What was
you.
it like for you?
There's only one time I know for sure I was caught, and like we both knew it. Was my brother caught me once, and like I thought he was asleep because like you've been in my house right with the doors or connecting doors. He had like walked by. He like came out of his room like while I was fucking cranking it on the bed, like no, not underneath any covers or anything, and like he looked. I remember, like I can still see it. And he like looked at me, but they just kept walking, and then just never addressed it again.
Oh.
So like he saw me doing it. And then I'm sure there's been other times where I've been like known like what I was doing, like someone came into my room or whatever, and I'm like under the bed or whatever, like this. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be right down. That kind of thing.
In a minute.
Yeah. But yeah, I that's the only times I know for sure. That one time, the only time I know for sure when the other person knew what I was doing. And looking back on it now, I think it's pretty funny. Even in the moment, I wasn't too embarrassed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, "What are you doing?" But have you ever been caught that you know of?
Not doing that, but like making out with a girlfriend or a girl.
Okay.
I don't think we ever were
that's
caught,
not really
like
caught.
doing it. I think it was more, but that's why it was funnier because it's like, oh, is the parents gonna get upset from this?
Oh.
Wait till they know what else we do.
Yeah.
Ding ding.
Because that's not really like when you're jerking off, it's almost like a little bit of a taboo to it. It's like something you do privately.
Kind of, but nowadays I think that like science is backing it up.
Well, not a taboo in that like you just do it privately.
Yeah,
Like you don't
well,
do it for people to see.
You shouldn't do it for people to see.
Yeah, well,
Should
unless
be
you're into
private. Should be private.
that. It should be consensual. Like if someone wants to
be.
watch you and you're both okay with it, that's fine. But it's just like it's funny because it's such a natural thing to do. Like we all do it, some more than others. But it's funny.
Well, yeah.
Like if I were to see you doing that, like say I walked by, I'd think it was funny. It's just interesting. Like, what would your reaction be to see if you saw like me doing it? Would it be like, or would you laugh at it?
I would be shook and then laugh. Like when I watch a horror movie, you get scared and then you laugh at it. That's what I do.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
I would ever like want to see my friend doing that.
Yeah.
I
I'd
would.
be like,
I wouldn't want to see it, but I would still think it was funny if I saw it. I wouldn't see you any differently. I wouldn't be scarred or anything. It's just be like,
Yeah.
because it's like it's known that we all do it. It's not like it's a like something savage where I was like secretly like, I don't know.
And I also feel like anybody that does it, like you'd look ridiculous doing
Yeah,
it.
it's always
Yeah,
it's not like a you look stupid.
Yeah,
You should-
because when you're doing it, you feel like you have like the power.
Yeah.
But then if someone was to see you do it, that takes it all away, and you look like a fool.
yeah, it is kind of you do feel kind of pitiful. It's like when a dog takes a shit.
Yeah.
They're like, they look so like because you watch them do it and they just stare back at you and they're like at their most vulnerable. It's kind of the same thing.
So
Yeah.
do we want to go to sex bots now?
Sure. Speaking
we
of
talk about this?
Speaking of socks and sex, masturbate.
So the other day, our friend Rudy posted a meme that was it was a Simpsons character getting grinded on, and the women
The meme
had
going around.
the fake accounts that you see on Instagram.
Yeah. It's
And-
funny because sorry, finish.
Yeah, well, because so now I was like, that's so weird. Like, because lately there's been more of these sex bots liking your stories and liking your stuff, but like to me, it's like it's so obvious that these are fake,
Yeah.
but they're like getting stronger over time.
Yeah. It's more. It's
And
more
now
than-
there's an article on BuzzFeed News that happened today
okay.
that's called "Sex Bots Are Liking People's Instagram Stories, and It's Getting Weird Now." And right after, and I was talking about it with another friend because she was like, "It's happening a lot, and I don't like it."
yeah.
Some of the posts are like, "IG sex bots supporting more than your own friends says a lot about society." Now one of them,
I didn't think about it that way. It's like
because they've evolved. Now they watch and like Instagram stories more than the guy you went on one date with. They're
Yeah.
more supportive too. Like they like the
yeah, they actually
actually like it now.
You know, they don't, it's interesting that you said that because, or you brought that up because I saw the meme that he posted. I've seen it posted like all week by different people.
Yeah.
And I tried to find it today and I couldn't. So we could throw it up here, but maybe I'll find it later. Because I had noticed for like the last month.
Yeah, well, that's my friend said that too today. She
What?
was like, "It seems like it's increased in this month.
Yeah, because
Before it wasn't this bad."
I usually don't check my notifications for Instagram, which I have something to say about that later. I generally do not check them just because I'm not great with Instagram, or I don't know. There's a weird thing about me checking them, but I will get them on my watch. Those when they like your story,
Yeah,
or
me too.
anything. So
Yeah.
like, I notice like while I'm not at my phone, I'll keep getting like buzzes on my watch, and it's like, oh, Shelby K167532 liked your story. I'm like, who the fuck? And to where it was happening so often that I was like, what did I do at like 2 or 3 in the morning? Like,
Yeah,
when
is this my fault?
when you're feeling smutty, like what did I like or look at that it's like bringing me all of this stuff? And I thought it was just me. I didn't think it's
a
happening
thing.
to everybody. And then I've been seeing that meme posted like the past week.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this must be a thing. And then you sent me that article about the sex bots infiltrating Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, now it's a news article or BuzzFeed article. It's news.
Yeah, now it's kind of
It's actually like a thing.
and it's never believable enough. It's always like
No, it's never. It's
Mother
never.
Maria 3.556.
Yeah, it's never. You're never confused with a person. It's very clearly a bot of some kind, which is like, oh man, like the bots are liking it, but
Yeah.
Clint's not. Like fuck him.
Weird. Shit.
So
So they asked Meta. Meta is the Facebook company, Instagram's parent company, what the deal was with sex bots. And a spokesperson said, "We continue to invest in anti-spam technology and in our safety and security team of over 40,000 people who are focused on keeping spam and other types of harmful content off our platforms." So they're saying that, oh, we have like 40,000 people trying to prevent this. I see nothing. I see like it's getting worse. I feel like
it is getting
whatever is happening
worse.
is way worse. And the only real way to stop it is to make your account private.
Oh.
But if we're trying to make this podcast happen, and if we're
Can't
trying
be
to be an
private.
influence, it's like you can't be private.
See, I don't really. It to me doesn't bother me so much. It's just unusual. I'm more like, oh, that's weird. Because I
don't know.
I don't
It's
follow
just like,
any of those bots
it's
back.
getting annoying. You can't. But it's like, you know that, I know that, other people might not know that.
Yeah,
Shouldn't
there are
follow
some
them.
real stupid people out there.
Yeah.
I think like, oh, Shelby, whatever I said, 1679.
Yeah, because no one else is wanting it.
Yeah. Back to the follower thing or me being bad at notifications. I guess got called out by somebody that I know who was through a sequence of events. This show was brought up. They know that I do this, and they were like talking about it to somebody else. I'm like in the room doing it was like a work thing, so I was filling out paperwork and stuff. And they were over there talking about it, and they were like, "Yeah, I follow him on Instagram, but he didn't follow me back." I was, and I was like, "Oh, like I was kind of like thrown off guard because I was like, oh, sorry, you know." And I don't dislike this person at all. I don't feel any kind of way about them, but they were just like kind of annoyed that I didn't follow them back. And to be honest, with Instagram, I don't really follow a lot of people. I follow a lot of pages. I follow like comedians and stuff, but like I follow like aesthetic pages, food pages, like that kind of stuff. I really don't give a shit about people too much. Like people, because I see the ones I see all the time. It's like, I don't know. Like I don't need to see your dog, even though I
guess see you in real life. I don't know. I guess that's the learning curve now.
Maybe. And like I'll even see that when I do check the notifications, I'll see like, oh, that's Clint from work, and I'll just keep going. I won't hit like follow back or anything, and I don't even know why. It's just like oh, okay. But yeah, it was very much like, is that a thing where you don't follow me back? Like that's I don't know.
It might be. I don't know. It's such.
What would you do in that situation? Because I was very thrown off guard. Because
I don't know.
I think for me, like I wouldn't even care if someone didn't follow me back after I followed them.
Well, I think you got to think about what they're feeling then.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what do you think?
Now you have to think about it's the audience now. So you probably got to like the audience and follow them back now. But there's going to be hopefully if this is successful, there's not going to be a way to keep up with it.
Well, there's a bunch of random people who like just I'm not going to just follow everybody that follows me.
But then it's hard to not follow the stupid sex bots.
It's not hard to follow the sex bots.
Well, it's hard if we're like saying, oh, we have to follow everybody back.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like if like I don't follow everybody back. Like yeah, you can follow me and see my stuff, cool. But like I don't necessarily need. I don't see it as like you must like a 1-for-1. Like you have to do this if you know because all the pages like a lot of pages they don't follow me back.
Yeah,
the pages that I look at. So I was kind of having trouble wrapping my head around like why is that a thing to get mad at?
I don't know. Maybe I'd follow them back.
Well, I guess now I will because they see it as like a
because it means something to them. If it doesn't mean something to you, it's like whatever, screw you. But if it means something to them, it's like oh, I guess we gotta.
Well, I didn't even
help them out.
I couldn't even find them on the. I don't know how long that was that they followed me, but I like went back and I was like I don't even see them on here. I was like
yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know because I've done the thing where I've unfollowed people because I didn't think I was going to see them again, or because you don't think you're going to talk to them again.
Yeah.
But then you end up seeing them again, and you're like, oh, well now I feel like a dickhead. So then you go back and you follow them back, or they bring it up. You know.
That's the thing that I don't get.
It's just
like
weird.
why?
It's weird drama.
Why bring it up? It's not. It's not a big deal. And like I've done that before. Unfollowed people who I haven't seen in a very long time, and then. I have seen them again. And I didn't think anything about it. It wasn't like, oh, no, I got to follow them again. Because then after that, I'm not going to see them again for a really long time. So I don't know. It's a weird, like, battleground almost. Or like,
yeah.
I don't know. I was very thrown off guard by it. Like, all right, I guess I'll follow you back. It means something for me to like all your eyelash photos. She has crazy eyelashes.
They look really good.
Anyways, that led me to something. Okay. Email addresses. Here's the thing. Here's the thought about email addresses. how is it that today, I don't know if I've talked about this before on here. I kind of feel like I'm treading similar ground. How is it today that people don't have email addresses?
Oh, the old people at the
Not even old
that
people. Because I did talk about it with that one lady.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you not have email addresses today, or how to know how to get into an email address? Because apropos this interaction, they were talking about my show, our show.
His show.
It's our show.
This guy.
It's our show. There's 3 of us here. They were asking how to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to listen to it, and it's on these 3 platforms. You can find it. And they were like, well, how do I get into Spotify? I'm like, well, you just have an email address, and then you sign up for it. And like, I have an email address, but I don't know my password. It was like, how do you have an account on anything today without an email address, a working email address?
Yeah.
Like, I just to get into any platform, like social media platform or like streaming platform, banking accounts, Amazon, like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I paid my insurance today. I needed my email address to get into my DMV shit.
Yeah.
How do you not have an email address that works? How do you go day to day without a working email address that you can get into? And they send you all the stuff in there, like your invoices and like things that you need.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stunned. I'm like, these are not old people. Like, maybe like 40s and 50s. That's not old.
So then what do they say when you ask them that? You're like, how do you even have this?
I
How
don't
you
do
get
that to them because I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like,
Oh.
I'm literally thinking in my head, like, how does this person how do they function?
in? I would ask them, how do you function?
Maybe if it was an environment where like this,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah, but if we're just at work, I'm not going to break into a whole like pontification. But like, how does
At that point, I'd want to help them. I'd be like,
well, they seem to be doing
how do
fine. They're not like homeless.
as far as they know,
they could be doing better.
they might have missed something really good
They might have.
because they can't get into their stupid email.
And then I also made me think, like, how do you function without an email today? How is that possible?
I don't know.
There's no way. Anyway,
I don't know. I guess they can.
somehow bumbling around, how they live their lives.
Uh,
But yeah,
can I vent about something? Or
Yes,
what are you
can.
going to do?
Go, please.
Do you know what I'm going to vent about?
No.
Caesar, have you seen the new Velma TV show?
Yeah, I have actually the first episode and a half.
What did you think?
Horrible.
Really bad. It's
Oh my
so
God,
bad.
it's bad.
It's so bad. And I know why. I know why it's bad.
Why?
Well, it opens up with Mindy Kaling. So already Mindy Kaling like went through all of the Scooby-Doo characters and changed them up.
She did some heavy tweaking.
She did heavy tweaking. She made the Velma character exactly the way that she makes like every other like lead in her shows, which is a specific, and this article says, a specific kind of Indian woman, dorky, self-absorbed, insecure, obsessed with attaining the romantic validation of caustic white guys, and eager to fling herself, her family, her culture, and other cultures under the bus to get it.
Under the bus?
Wrote Izzy Ampil, some writer. And I'm like, that's exactly why, like, she made Velma so unlikable. So just like, you're not the fun nerd who's really smart from the show. You're nothing like her. You've like taken it and you've just like turned it into what, you? You're not even like this anymore. You're a successful, beautiful woman. Like you can
Like a
make her smart
caricature.
again. Yeah, like it's just so off. But the way that the comedy doesn't hit is because it's so self-aware. And it's not like Deadpool's self-aware where it's like, well, I had to scrub Wolverine's balls to get this movie. It's
Yeah.
like, well, in every show, there's always the white guy who da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. And it's like, okay, so you see all the tropes and everything else. What you're supposed to do in comedy is you're supposed to be aware of all the tropes and then just show how you're different.
Yeah.
Just show them how it's doing it.
Yeah. Just
Not-
because you include
yeah.
the tropes doesn't make you stand out, and you're aware of the fact
Yeah.
that you're including all these tropes. It doesn't make
Yeah.
a difference. Like,
Doesn't make anything. You're just talking about it.
Yeah.
It's like the stupid reviewer on YouTube. Like you're just talking. No, this is stupid. You're not doing comedy.
Yeah.
This isn't it.
I haven't seen any of it. I've seen little clips on Twitter and stuff, and it does seem pretty awful. I'm just not
They
original.
ruined it.
It's not original.
They turned Shaggy into a smart guy. Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, I got to work the paper so I could go to a very good school. And I'm like, Shaggy's never done that.
Are they? They're in school still.
They're in high school.
Students? Okay.
So, and there's no Scooby Doo.
Whose idea was that to do a Scooby Doo? Well, it's called Velma, but like this is the Scooby Gang, but not involve Scooby Doo. Whose idea was that?
The creators were trying to say that they're trying to keep it separate from the family-friendly versions. Have you seen some of the other Scooby-Doos? They're not quite family-friendly.
They're not.
And they have a dog who eats edibles.
What's the...
Scooby snacks are edibles.
Yeah.
And a dog eats marijuana cookies. This is not very kid-friendly.
Did you ever see or read about all the cut stuff from the James Gunn Scooby-Doo movie?
Yeah, like how Velma was gay in that? Or
Well, yeah.
lesbian, and it makes sense. Like, it would have been cool.
Just like all the drugs, all the sex, like all the like fun stuff that they cut out of it, or it's like that stuff's still kind of in the movie, and it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what I'm trying to say about that, but like that's kind of I don't know what with no point of reference for this show, I kind of feel like from what I've seen, that's kind of what she tried to do.
Yeah.
To make it kind of like edgy or maybe not raunchy. I don't know. But it
It is,
failed.
yeah. It's like edgy and raunchy, but
Yeah.
not. It's like in
not in
a
a fun way.
try hard way.
Yeah.
Like,
Trying way too hard.
like in the second episode, there's like a part where one of the characters, like it rains on him, and then the makeup he's wearing comes off, and he looks like Hitler, and it's like, what's the joke that this guy's bad? Okay, like
Yeah.
you know, it's just horrible.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to get renewed for season 2.
No, it shouldn't.
I heard nothing good about it.
Yeah. Like, what's she gonna do? Name me another cartoon that I could destroy like a Mindy Kaling.
Oh, Jetsons?
The Jetsons? Okay. So
would
we
that
got
be
the
touched?
Jetsons. What's the mom's
I'm
name?
just like
There's
Hanna-Barbera
Judy
era.
Jensen. Okay, now Judy Jensen is an unlikable Indian girl, and she struggles to be at school in this futuristic city. Her robot is a trans robot
Oh my God.
who is very aware that he is a trans robot. They are a trans robot even.
and then her
George-
boyfriend is privileged white guy.
Boyfriend is privileged white guy named Johnny Baboon. Johnny Baboon, he's got everything handed to him. He's got the whole light speed, light warp car dealership of space
They are
in his hand.
I like that.
George Jetson is an alcoholic, not aware dad. The mom left. That's what they do in this
Yeah.
show.
They ran out of
Velma,
ideas, so
they're
they
like-
just don't use the character. That's what it seems like for
so
Velma.
dramatic.
It's like we
It's
don't
so
know what to
bad.
do with Scooby-Doo to make him edgy and raunchy, so we're just not going to include him.
We're just not going to have him because he can't, pork another dog?
Make him a bulldog or something that's
What is this?
attacks people. I don't know, like
Yeah.
porking other dogs.
The thing about her, yeah, she's like her mom walks out on her family, and then these monsters come up as like representations of her like guilt or like shame of the fact that the family left. But she's aware of it, and it's like just get therapy then.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like, oh, I see these visions because I miss my mom. It's like, well, then do something about it, right? Like,
Yeah, and then again makes Shaggy look like the smart guy because he's like, "Oh, don't worry, just listen to my voice. We're all right. It's all in your head." Try to tell Mindy Kaling it's all in her head. See how that goes.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting that the internet kind of felt an even more aggressive way about it than I did. I just thought, oh, this is not funny, and this is why, because it's too obvious and stuff, and the jokes don't hit. But the internet's like, oh, Mindy Kaling does this every character, and like she should open it up to different kinds of Indian characters. At
I'm
that
not
point,
familiar with anything she's done other than The Office.
just think of,
I know she had a TV show. Is that still on? Her show?
no,
Okay.
the Mindy Project.
Mindy
Yeah.
Project. And that too,
I don't
she
know.
thinks that The Office would be canceled. There's a reason why everyone still watches it.
You're wrong, Mindy Kaling. The Office would not be canceled today. Yeah, isn't it? I don't know the stats, but it's like one of the most. See if you can find this, like the most streamed comedy show, like one of the top
right now, ever.
other than like Friends or Seinfeld. Like I'm sure Office is up there, at least in the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, and just the simple fact that they're re-releasing it with additional scenes, like
Yeah.
it shows you there's still an audience for it.
Yeah, fucking like
Yeah, I watched the super fan episodes.
Office Ladies was like huge.
Yeah.
People still like The Office. That Kevin, whatever, Brian Baumgartner,
Brian
he does
Baumgartner.
one for The
Yeah.
Office too. And like that's huge. I think he's like the #1 most paid guy on
Cameo.
like Kevin from The Office.
That's crazy.
Like people select The Office, Mindy. Like we talked about it earlier. There's one joke you probably can't do today that I've seen. We talked about it on here before, which was the suicide thing. But everything on that show is still funny, even through the 2023 lens.
I got the numbers right here. So the Office was in 2020. It was the most streamed show ever, with 57 billion minutes of Americans watching it. 57 billion.
God.
I think that means it can't be canceled.
Yeah, Mindy.
That's like the opposite of canceling.
Yeah, you know what can be canceled? Velma.
Well,
Goodbye.
And you know why? It's because the jokes are not offensive. The joke is that Michael Scott is an offensive person.
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
joke.
Yeah.
It's not that what he says is funny. It's that what he says is cringy.
Yeah, it's cringe.
Everything that he does, his actions.
It's cringy.
It's just movements.
Yeah,
like
I can't
how does
think of a
Steve
single
know how
thing
to
that
do
would
all that?
be cancelable on The Office. It's all hilarious.
Yeah.
It's funny that you said the word cringe because I wrote this down. Are you done with Velma? We can still talk about Velma.
Yeah, I think that was it. Like that's intense.
Yeah, yeah. Palate cleanser for the disgusting show Velma. I wrote down and started this thing called Cringe Challenge, where I kind of want to do this thing. I haven't built up the guts to do it yet. To just be really cringy in public, or just like humiliate myself kind of in public, like fall down somewhere.
I love
as
it.
a mean as a means to like
wait to see this.
of building like confidence for myself.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm already pretty like in this secure box with just us here. I'm pretty confident, but like if I'm in a public space, and this is kind of like prep. Thinking about getting on stage, like prep for that, to just fucking humiliate myself somewhere and then just be okay with it. Just be like, yeah, whatever. Tomorrow's a new day. Or just like, yeah, I guess that was pretty humiliating anyway.
Yeah.
But so I was thinking of like what ways I could do that, of like, other than like filming something, I'm just like me again, like falling over in the middle of like a group of people and just seeing how they react to it. Or there's a story. I want to replicate this that was not an accident. When I was a teenager, 16, 17, around that age, I was at Irvine Spectrum with some friends. And I might have told you this. I was walking. I did tell you this. I was walking on one of the fountains that was there. Like I jumped up on it to like walk on it for no real reason. Like it's just, I don't know what was going through my head, but I slipped. Like I missed. It was like a square fountain.
Yeah.
Which was the height of like a bench. So people sit on it. Like it's there to sit on it, but I was walking on it. And I was walking parallel to the water, and my left foot slipped on the edge, and I fell into the fountain.
Oof.
And I wasn't submerged. I just had like gone in just my left leg up to my knees area. And everybody looked at me because it was loud, and like I did feel like like, I fell in, and I remember being like, nobody say anything. I did that out loud. I put my hands up like I was like getting arrested. Like, nobody say anything. And then my friend that was with me, he started laughing, but nobody else did. Nobody had any kind of reaction. They just looked and saw me do that, and I just got up and we walked away. Yeah. But I kind of want to do that again, but make it more like lean into it and maybe like fully fall into the fountain and like maybe not struggle to get out, but just like like thrash a little bit. So like there's water, like it's very noticeable if something's happening.
I feel like that's not humiliating enough.
Maybe that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I got to build up to it. I'm not trying to get like flogged in public.
Do you want to know the first thing I thought of? I was formulating the idea while you told your story.
Okay.
Is that you wear light colored pants.
Yeah.
And then you fall in like a chocolate bar. That would be truly, because then it would look like you.
Oh my God. I'd have to build to that. That can't be right away, because then I would just be.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those like just throw yourself into the pool kind of mentalities, like just fucking dive in.
Yeah,
because like, you're describing an accident. What you said, like it could be happen to somebody, but this is like the most humiliating thing I could think of.
Right, well, I didn't get up my ante enough. But it was just a preliminary idea, Caesar. Okay,
to up it to white pants and some very like
I think
like lewd underwear, so that you see the underwear, and everybody's like, oh my god, he was wearing a thong. It's a thong.
And then you're like Kevin with the chili, where you're just trying to get up and you slip in it.
First of all, I think it's humiliating enough just to be wearing white pants. But that's a bit extreme.
That's funny though.
I don't think it goes straight to that. But yeah, I was thinking of things like that to just kind of, especially like being on camera now and stuff. And I was very aware of my spots today. It's like fucking care. Like
hideous.
I'm going to work this week too. I was very aware of them on my head because I'm talking to people face to face, and then my coworker. It's like, are they gonna be like, what the fuck? And like, of course, nobody said anything. So it's like, come on, you guys ridicule me a little bit. Like somebody say something about my fucking forehead.
It's open game
Nobody
now.
did.
Open season.
So now
Marcus
I'm gonna have
season.
to up it a little bit and I guess shit my pants.
Do you think, Caesar? Do you think you would like the Nathan Fielder stuff,
Do you like to watch cringe stuff?
like cringe stuff?
Like, are you comfortable
depends.
with it?
I don't know. I wrote cringe. I don't know if cringe is the right word. It's more just like, because I like seeing people get hurt.
Oh, so it's like humiliation.
I like
Maybe
seeing
more
people fall down.
kick-ass kind of stuff. Because in my head, I'm seeing some kind of like, because Nathan Fielder, he'll like go to a real business and like, but he's so deadpan.
Yeah.
Serious. I don't know if you want to be so deadpan.
Well, you know, like the Impractical Joker stuff?
yeah,
I
Impractical
like
Jokers.
I like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
so you'd want to do that?
Yeah, but like sometimes it's hard to watch.
It's really it's
Because you feel bad for
that
the
is
other.
cringe.
You feel bad for the other people.
That's cringe for
obviously. You
sure.
don't feel bad for them, but maybe something like that. Oh, it'd be hard. I'd have to like work at it. Or you know, like even like way back on Punk'd when they would be like trying to
Yeah.
punk celebrities, like that was funny to me. So yeah, I like to try doing that. Like I get an earpiece, and you guys are like,
Yeah.
now say this. Or like, you've tried the sock. Like,
You try to sock. And you got the.
Let
you got
me
the socks
explain
up
to you
with
how to use the sock. And I pull out a 30 sock.
You got
Here
like
we
a whole
go.
briefcase of socks. They're all 30
So
socks.
funny. Impractical Marcus.
Impractical Marcus.
That could be a new part of the show. An offshoot of
Yeah.
the 30s.
Because I like that stuff, but I'd be more like Billy on the Street,
That's
where he runs up to people and he's like, "So what do you think about Hillary Swank?" Really? Gross.
Yeah.
Moves on to the next thing.
Yeah, he's funny because he'll actually insult the other people
Yeah.
too. And it's like,
It's like, you have no taste. He's got Paul Rudd running around with him. He's like, you people suck. I hate you.
you're wearing white pants.
White pants. Look at him. He's wearing white pants.
Do you know what you know what the white pants means?
Is it swingers?
No, it means you're down for some anal.
Ooh, is that what it really
When I
means?
used to listen to the radio, they would say that that's what that means. Is that if you wear white pants, that means you're like, it's the universal signal of like, all right, I'm entered from behind.
I did not know that.
You know,
Ding, ding.
you brought up. I was wearing. If you guys don't know, one day I was wearing a pineapple shirt. This is so weird, and this part's not weird. But Caesar was like, "Oh, you know that means that's like the symbol for swingers is a pineapple," and I already knew that. Yes, I was like, "Yeah, I know that," but I just like this pineapple shirt. I have a tattoo of a pineapple on my stomach, and I don't know. I got it as a Friday the 13th tattoo, and what's with the pineapple like all of a sudden popping up everywhere now for like me? It's
Maybe.
attributed to me being Hawaiian. That's what it's from. But
Maybe Sluttier 2023.
I don't know.
Possibly.
Be a swinger.
Sweetest, baby.
And I thought about the pineapple thing because I was going to show you guys my poor shaving job, but it's like, I don't want to show people pineapple on my stomach.
Give us some pineapple. You gonna do it?
He's gonna do it.
Oh my gosh. He's downing something. Okay. So
Oh, we got like 10 minutes. I'll do it in 10 minutes. It'll be the closer. for the show.
finale. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so how do you feel about that, the cringe stuff, or just being publicly humiliated?
I don't know. Like I grew up in a town where people knew me because my mom was the teacher there. So I would have people come up and talk to me all the time, and that felt cringe, you know, because they're always like, "Say hi to your mom for me." And so I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm kind of used to cringe. I also I'm weird how I like attention too, where it's like, I'll do stuff. Like one time, I made a sign at halftime to ask my friend to homecoming.
Okay.
while I was on the football field, my coach got mad at me because he told me I couldn't do it before that. But I was like, I'm not playing in this game anyways, so I'm going to do it anyways. So I did it, and it felt good because it felt like I was freaking Max in the Goofy movie. You know, you got all the eyes on you, and then you get in trouble right after.
Yeah.
And I was like, who cares? I don't need to play this game.
Were you benched?
Yeah, it didn't matter. It was against
okay.
Chino. They really sucked back then.
Okay, well, I think, like I said, I don't think cringe is the right word. I want like humiliation. Are you down to be
I would do it. I mean,
publicly humiliated?
well, yeah, for comedy, anytime, anything.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we can do it together.
Yeah. That'd be okay. I just don't want to get arrested for
No, I'm not
assaulting
anything.
somebody.
Well, don't have to assault anybody. that's
You're
not
only
what
hurting yourself. You're not hurting
Yeah,
anybody
that's not
else.
what I said either. Yeah, I'm down to get humiliated. Whatever. I don't know why I wrote this down. Ben Savage is running for Congress. I saw that
Really?
today.
Corey?
Yeah, I know that he
What state?
California.
Here?
He's like, I know he was like trying to do like some stuff for, because he lives in West Hollywood. He's like big, like with I think city council. I think he was trying to do for West Hollywood. But then I saw today that he's running. He wants to run for Congress. I was like, Corey Matthews wants to run for Congress.
This is why he was too busy for the podcast?
Yeah. Wow. Really? Yeah, because I
It's messed up.
Pod Meets World. I listen to Pod Meets World, and it's like a fun, because I remember Boy Meets World from the 90s.
Pod Meets World.
Especially like the first couple seasons. That's what I remember the most. And then they got older, and I like those ones too, but I like the earlier ones better. And it was just weird. Like, I watched you like in a classroom with Mr. Fiend. Like, it's just a weird thing that he wants to run for Congress. I don't know.
Yeah, like why? Why
Like,
do you think you could do that?
It's almost like, it's not the scale of Arnold Schwarzenegger running for office, but like,
Yeah, that
it's
was kind
also
of
like,
crazy too. Like
Yeah.
that happened.
Can't believe that happened.
It's like the Terminator was our governor for a while.
And I thought that was cool, but also weird.
It's cool when you think about it.
But
Donald
So,
Trump
like,
was our president, guys.
that's even weirder.
That's
man,
fucking crazy too. Wait,
This
look
is
up
a
what
weird
year
place.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was in office. But like, I remember
Like
at that
2005?
time, I was probably a teenager when
Yeah.
it happened. I don't remember how old I was, but not really thinking too much about it. I was like, oh, okay. I get he's doing the thing. Like, he's not just like on Instagram like this. He's like doing like the election runs, whatever.
Yeah.
So he's actually doing it. But thinking about it today, I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like, as a 34-year-old man, fuck, I spoiled next episode. I'm 34. As a 34-year-old man, it's like, do you have it?
Yeah, so he actually did 2 terms.
Okay.
So his first term was in 2003,
Okay.
and he went all the way to 2011.
yeah, we reelected him.
He was there
my
for a while.
God.
I didn't know it was that long. But yeah, like,
That's a long time.
at that time, I was like, that's not that weird. But like today, I'm like, why is an actor running for office of any kind? I'm like, he was a governor, Congress, like they're different things, but it's still like Corey Matthews is running for Congress. Oh my God, where's the world coming to?
Yeah, somehow I trust him more than other politicians.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
same like the Donald Trump thing too. It's like, how did this happen? Like, how are these
Yeah.
figures
And Donald Trump like broadcasted his moves too. He's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna run into Republican because it's easier. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna win. And we're all like, ha! And then it happens.
91. And do you think he's gonna run it again after all
I
that's
don't know.
happened?
When they were doing that GOP, the Speaker of the House, someone tried to nominate him as the Speaker of the
Yeah.
House. I thought that'd be really funny.
That's like the ultimate
To have
troll.
Donald Trump as-
Speaker of the House.
He's just sat there as like, yeah, I don't like this bill. Not today.
he's barely a speaker, period. Like,
No, I think his problem is he is a speaker.
He speaks too much.
It's too much. What was I gonna say? Oh well, yeah, crazy. Corey Matthews for
Who's
for
the
Congress.
celebrity you would want to run something?
Ooh,
An actual celebrity. I mean,
I don't know. Who seems diplomatic?
I don't know. Probably Ryan Reynolds.
The Rock.
Of course, I
Or The Rock,
say
yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
He'd do it as Deadpool, all
Yeah.
self-aware.
He's like, hey, everybody, I'm the president. What the fuck is this shit?
We are now part of Canada.
We've merged. We're Canada.
Yeah, I don't have anyone.
Jason Sudeikis.
Ooh, Sudeikis. He just do Ted Lasso the whole time. Yeah. Be like, we could do better.
I don't know. I don't know.
And he does like the southern accent the whole time.
It's just Ted Lasso.
There's something like amazing, but also kind of cruel about serving your wife while she's giving a presentation. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was doing it was like a TED Talk or something.
It was like she was presenting the premiere of her movie at like a film festival, and she got served.
Got served in the middle. Like, oh, someone handed her like a folder. It's like, oh, thank you. And it was divorce papers. Like, that's amazing, Jason Sudeikis, if that's what you planned. But also, a little cruel.
It's theatrical.
Yeah, it's very theatrical. Very appropriate for Hollywood. I have nobody who I would think would be like they're good. I want them to run.
Who's got it all together?
Something.
I don't know.
None of them. None of us. That's the thing. None of us have it all together. That's why it's never. It's a flawed. That's why we vote collectively about things, because like you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some.
Mm-hmm.
It never works out. It never works out.
I don't know. Russell Brand is behind a lot of stuff now. He's like exposing stuff on his YouTube.
He somehow exploded into this. What did it? It was COVID.
Yeah, COVID did it. And like Russell Brand, I think he's like the reason why like me and my dad might have the same values now, like political.
Really?
Maybe. I think we both like jumped sides and we're like in the middle with Russell Brand, and we're like, how did this happen?
It's crazy. He's so niche because I know that he's out there, but I've never come across any of his things.
Yeah. Watch some of his stuff. Like some of it, he's very much like, fuck everybody, like both sides, which is kind of how I feel too. I'm very middle path with politics.
Yeah, he's so middle, but he's so middle. He's also like, well, here's Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab is here, and why are we not talking about this? They just made a deal to get Pfizer $2.5 billion again. Yeah, and it's like he does pull up good points. Yeah, where it's like it's not all like, oh, this is fake news. It's like, oh, well, that probably does happen.
He does kind of some topics. He's kind of like. He leans a little bit into the extremes, but just a little bit to where it's like, it's fine. Yeah. But he is very much like, why are we not talking about all of these things instead of we're all talking about this fucking bullshit? It's like, when did Russell Brand become like, not the savior, but just that person that's like, we should be listening to, what's his name? Aldous Snow. Aldous Snow is the one that's going to change the world.
He's the one. Inside of you. Inside of you. All I want to do.
How I want to be, wouldn't you love to be inside of you?
Rob the Jeffrey. Come on, Rob the Jeffrey.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
That's like his only role that I know him from.
Yeah, me too. That or Get Him to the Greek, which is the same
twice.
character.
Same guy. He did it twice.
I'm Aldous Snow.
Aldous Snow.
Bullshit.
Gotta get to the Greek. Let's go.
Fuck. Okay, anything else? Because we're at the time now.
Time to show us the pineapple.
Oh, yeah.
Show us the pineapple.
You didn't forget at all.
Can we drum roll? I'll do the drum roll.
Okay. It's not.
There it is.
Remember to do it right in front of the mic.
Here it is.
Well,
right there.
Oh, here? Okay, I got a pineapple here.
Oh, look at
pineapple.
that. Wow.
But like that's the shaving job where I didn't finish. So, but it goes all the way up too. But yeah, there's the pineapples like everywhere now. The pineapple's such a part of my life that maybe I should just be a swinger. And on that note, Clint, where can they find you?
Thank you for listening. You can find me on Instagram, _Clint Show. Tumblr. No, not Tumblr.
Tumblr?
No.
That's a new one.
TikTok.
Can I plug myself too?
Caesar.
Yes. Caesar, go.
Take it away.
You can find me at Caesar Rod Podcast and Video if you want to produce great programming like this one.
If you want to see more pineapples and stomachs, you can go to Uncle2_Marcus on Instagram. Again, the Twitter thing, I'm not really fucking with that.
At the 30s Pod.
Yeah, the 30s Pod is on Instagram too. We have our page that we've been slowly updating. Oh, we got to get on that one more.
We'll work it.
I'm bad at it. Caesar, you want another job?
I'm down.
You'll find us on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, all the things at 30s Pod. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.